how to make, not a wreath this time, a door arch for either your personal use at home or if you're a farm and nursery business. Okay, I am Jeff. This is my Potter's Journal for Rooster Hill Farm and Pottery. Today we're going to turn away from the pottery and to the farm, nursery, greenhouse, Christmas tree farm. Okay, wreaths makes sense. I'm going to show how you can make this kind of thing at home or for a business, except today we are going to do an arch. This is the smallest wreath we make here. Before this is out, maybe I'll show you the largest. Another simple item, the swags. But the arch, a novelty form, and the frame's relatively expensive. And then if you're a homeowner, hard to come by. It used to be, once upon a time, that these kind of things were only available to growers by the case, but now anybody can get these easily online. The novelty shapes, also hearts, candy canes. I've seen, I think, Christmas trees, cross. But if you're a grower, people like to see the novelty items. They don't necessarily like to buy them. And if you're a homeowner, it's sometimes hard to find them because the growers don't like to stock them for people just to look at. So, okay, let's see what we can do here in the studio today. The commercial arch 2 is only available in 36 inches. So it's a relatively expensive piece for people to buy. Or even for you to make for your own home. So this will only take 6 clips, and I am using a 24-inch frame. The important thing is it has 24 clips on it, so I will cut it in 4 sections of 6 clips. And just to make sure I cut it in the right place, see if I can get this open wide enough and cut both at the same time. You don't have to, you can cut them one at a time. I also mark these so I don't make a mistake on the counting because it's easy to get distracted. So there we go, we've got a nice little arch. And the big secret we're going to do here is we are going to extend the greens way down here. So it will be nearly the size of the bigger piece, and the frame will be more expensive if you're a grower, and it'll be available if you're a homeowner by just cutting a regular wreath ring, okay, in 4 pieces. 24-inch size. Now, this probably would work single rail, and just cut it in half and make 2. You can then push and make it so it's not quite as big an arch unless you want a big arch. So that's available too. However, if the commercial use, if they're going to the cemetery, tons of wind, it might be better to use the double rail. If you're not familiar with the tools, okay, bolt cutters for cutting the wreath rings into arches, okay, available online. I will be closing the clamps on those with a foot-operated clamp closer. It's called a machine, but since I do all the work, I don't call it a machine. It can also be done with just a simple hammer. Okay, next we will need the greens. In the eastern part of the states, in the south it would be the Fraser, in New England it would be the balsam. Here in Pittsburgh we use the West Virginia fir, the Canaan fir, Abies intermedii. So we'll need some pruners for that. Let's get out in the field and fill up these crates. Okay, and it starts with the right greens. I cut them from the tree to the size I'm going to use, which is about 8 to 9 inches long, maybe up to a foot. And this is Abies grandies. This is grand fir. It has a very flat but very full branch. So we will lay approximately 3 on top of each other, and it will fill out these arches nicely. So this is the secret. The long extended branches are what's going to extend well past the frame and give us some size. And we've got the Fitzer juniper. Occasionally there's some blue berries here. This will function, yeah, as the Eastern redwood cedar, which is popular in the wreaths. It holds up very well. Gives a different texture and color to the wreath. In addition to that secret of extending past the frame and making a large arch. Okay, tools, now the media. Greens, or as some people call it, brush. This is Abies grandis, grand fir. It is one of the most intensely fragrant. And then this is my one secret, to use long pieces of a juniper or red cedar. And to give it a special zip or zing, we have got some Chamaecyparis here with the gold. So now this is the part you wanted to see. Have you clicked through or already clicked out? Okay, this is my secret here. And you know, these bigger frames take a little push to get in there. This is my big secret. Taking a very long piece of greenery and extending it well past the frame. So this might end up to be bigger than the commercial 36-inch frame where we may have just used a standard type of greens. Okay, and I have 4 branches here. Now I am putting these in 2 clips. I know a lot of the very popular, I've seen hobbyist videos, the crafty ladies videos where they do everything. I've seen many of them only put it in 1 clamp. But the winner wins. Okay. It can be brutal. So they need to be in 2 clamps. So I am closing the first one now. The second one will close. We'll get to that point. And arranging these, this one is a little thinner than the other side, so we are going to add another branch to it. So this side has got 4, and you will place them so that they look good when you close the clamp. And these are all tilted upwards, so I'm trying to give them a roll, since this is an arch, so that they go down. And this is where you would close these 2 clamps with a hammer. I'm doing it with the foot pedal here. Okay, and then we will move in to the second clamp. And this is where I bring in the grand fir. And I will place them in here, one at a time. This is a specialty item. I'm taking a little more time with them. If you're doing this for a business, or if you're doing it just for your own personal use, you don't care how much time you put into it. The fun, that is the fun of it. And, okay, this is not a professional photography studio, so the camera may move as I close the clamp. It looks like I'm putting about 3 to 4 branches in here. And I like the grand fir because it's a very full, the greens fill out the branch. There's no open spaces. So and these are 6 clamps, so we're going to have 1 clamp for that stuff, and then 2 clamps for the Canaan fir. And on the center one, the bow is going to hide where the greens come together. But even though that's the case, I will fill these last 2 clamps back and forth. I was working one side and then the other, but now I am going to do one on one side, one on the other. It helps to hide, okay, the stems, even though we're not going to see them. So that may make no sense at all, but that's the way I do it. Okay, and here is the bit, and is the Chamaecyparis for a splash of color. And I don't have a lot of this, so we're only going to get 2 branches going both ways. I need to plant some more. You can, whatever you've got growing out in your yard, in the garden, your shrubs, trees may need pruned. So now's the time to do that. Okay, and it's a little hard to see to get that other one in. Okay, and there we go. Decorating. This really doesn't take much. Here we go. A green bow. Something that may have been from the 60s. Very popular. The plaid. But we are going to go with, since it's a novelty form for a business, keep this traditional. I am first going to put on a couple cones and some berries. And since we've already got this here with the decorating, I am going to bring them down. Where did I do this last year? I think I did it about right here. So, and the cones are pre-wired. I do that in the fall or in the summer or whenever else. The okay, and if you have a farm or a garden, this is a great time to get the dog out. When you cut the greens, outside, out of the house. Okay, my friend always knows when I get the pruners out and do a couple of clips that we'll be going outside to do something. So he doesn't like the inside work so much, that's why we can hear him out there now. Okay, so the wire, and give it a flip, and a couple of good turns, and I will kind of twist and wrap and circle the wire in so it doesn't poke through somebody's hand. If this is a plastic berry, but if you got plants with berries in your yard, okay, gather them. Rose hips, the multiflora rose, considered an invasive species, possibly is okay, great for this. Now, because this is not for my personal use, but for sales, okay, the gathering of the multiflora rose, okay, is an expensive process. And can ruin your clothes if they start tearing into it. Okay, so we added some berries there. You can purchase floral picks. Floral picks is okay, and here we go, that red bow. So stop back, I'll have to say, for another video, and I will show you my I use a Kelco bow maker. It might be called a bow making machine, but it's hand cranked and I do all the work, so I wouldn't call it a machine. When I do the back loop, I first twist on the bow and I also make a loop there, so it's something to hang from. And there we go, the simple and beautiful arch. And I literally make around 300 greenery items, so this is the best shot you're going to get of the finished product. And you can find, okay, with a smile shot, you can find my other wreath making videos in a playlist during the holidays on my home page. And I think I did promise you the biggest wreath. We'll take a look at that here at the end. It's an Advent wreath. Unfortunately, before the bows were on it. So check out my other wreath making videos, or stop back. Maybe we will try to make a bigger one. See if I can back up far enough to get this in the picture. Oh. Okay, so this is an Advent wreath. It'll hang in a church. We'll have candles there. Okay.